Hello, amazing human beings. I am so excited to be here with you. This is Miss Rodriguez. And today we're going to be discussing, again, we're leading up to International Social Emotional Day, Learning Day, which is on Friday. So we are leading up to that. So today we're going to be discussing Twitch, the monster of frustration. So we're talking about emotions, right? Frustration is an emotion that everyone has felt, but it talks to you about how to kind of deal with it instead of exploding like a volcano, okay? Because we need to learn how to deal with our frustration or any emotions. And a lot of the times the first step would be like just naming it and saying it. I am angry, or I am frustrated, or I am happy, I am sad, whatever that is. Giving it a name verbally allows the power of it, just that emotion being said, right? And then after that is dealing with your emotion. Depends on what emotion you have, right? So if you're frustrated or you're sad, maybe something like art would help you if you're sad. Okay, I know art might help me, drawing might help me kind of get out of sadness, or talking to someone, maybe a breathing technique. We've been learning breathing techniques we know breathing techniques. When I go into your classroom or Miss Jamie or your teacher, there's a ton of different breathing techniques that you can use. So there's a lot of different things you can do to help you deal with your emotions. So we are going to go into a really awesome story. And like I said before, I'm discussing all the books that I absolutely love this week. And this one is Twitch, the Monster of Frustration. It is a worry woo book by Andy Green.
This is Twitch, the Monster of Frustration. The Very Frustrated Monster by Andy Green. Have you ever had a day when nothing goes right and you wonder, why me, from morning to night? Well, a monster named Twitch was having that day. Everything around him seemed to go the wrong way. It started at sunrise. His alarm didn't ring, and thus began a day filled with frustrating things. He stubbed his 2 toes as he jumped out of bed, tripped on his backpack, and bumped his horned head. For breakfast, Twitch wanted wheat toast and woo tea, but the bread was all gone. How could this be? So he left without eating, locked his keys in the house, then saw that his bread had been snatched by a mouse. Twitch became quite upset, and he made a big fuss. To add to his troubles, he was late for his bus. Though he ran very fast to get to the stop, his ride passed him by. Twitch was ready to pop. To calm himself down, Twitch counted to 10. He took 4 deep breaths and began once again. Yet he wouldn't, just couldn't let anything go, which made his frustration continue to grow. Twitch walked into school filled to the brim with all of the feelings that were bothering him. He sat in his chair and tapped both his feet. Twitch tried to sit still, but he bounced in his seat. An emotional volcano bubbled within. The pressure Twitch felt seemed to make his world spin. The grass was too green. The sun was too bright. His lunch tasted funny. His gym shorts were tight. And it only got worse at the school sing-along. Twitch froze up on stage and the words came out wrong. When handed a prize, Twitch became very flushed. It wasn't first place. Now his spirits were crushed. While his classmates applauded, whistled, and grinned, Twitch bristled and brewed and let frustration win. He threw down his ribbon and yelled at his peers. Twitch was so overwhelmed that he broke into tears. His friends scurried off as fast as they could, because a frustrated Twitch was never good. Why me? It's not fair, he went on to complain, as he looked all around to find someone to blame. But a lone Twitch did stand. There was nobody else. His monstrous ways had left him all by himself. I give up, Twitch said softly, as sad as could be. Then he noticed a squirrel running up a big tree. It was carrying acorns from the ground to its nest. When some fell down, it went back for the rest. And the nuts that were cracked or scattered from the fall didn't stop the small squirrel, didn't stop it at all. The squirrel may have been frustrated when things went awry, but it brushed itself off and continued to try. For this bushy-tailed creature knew it couldn't control the wind or the rain that might make nuts roll. And the harder it worked, the more Twitch could see that life's little frustrations are what you make them to be. You can let them upset you and spoil your day, or you can turn things around in a positive way. The following morning, Twitch woke up on time and apologized to his friends for acting unkind. He showed off his ribbon, as proud as could be. Then hung it from a branch on the squirrel's favorite tree. The end.
I love the story about emotions, about frustration. I love the quote when he said, life's little frustrations are what you make them to be, right? All of us handle frustration differently. And I know we've been going to classes talking about resilience and how we really need to sometimes kind of step back and see how we are being, right? What kind of person are we being? And recognize that and say, sometimes it's a good way of being, or sometimes it's not a good way of being. And we're talking about changing mindsets and just looking at things from a different perspective. But I just love how at the end, he said, okay, I was frustrated. I was unkind to my friends and I made a mistake. And as a human, you're going to make a mistake, and it might be because of frustration. But I loved how Twitch went back and apologized to his friends and said, you know what, I'm sorry, I was wrong. And that's another way of being. If you do something that does, or say something that's unkind to somebody, or do something that's not kind, go to the person. It takes a big person to go to that person and say, I am sorry, I was wrong. I should not have said that to you or done that to you. So we're going to be continuing this week with some really amazing stories. I hope you can take that story, really internalize it, and know that it's okay to have different emotions because we are human, but we need to know how to handle those emotions. Have an amazing day.